what's up? Matt here for the first in a new series on Take 3, which we're calling Throwback Thursday Trailer Reactions. What does that mean? Well, it means that every Thursday, usually me, maybe another Take 3 member, depends, but mostly me, are going to watch an old trailer for a movie that has already been released, and then have a discussion about the film. To start off the first, we're near into superhero season. Black Panther already started this year. In a couple weeks, we're going to be getting Avengers Infinity War. It's superhero movie time, so I figured, why not start off this series by watching a trailer for my personal favorite superhero comic book film of all time, and actually one of my favorite movies of all time, that being 1978's Superman, the movie, starring Christopher Reeves, Margot Kidder, and Gene Hackman. Let's not bury the lead anymore. Let's watch the trailer.
My friends, I'm not given to wild, unsupported statements. And I tell you that we must evacuate this planet immediately.
Jor-El, be reasonable. Once there was a civilization, much like ours, but with a greater intelligence, greater powers, and a greater capacity for good.
What a great sequence. I mean, not great in the event, but visually.
In one tragic moment, that world was destroyed.
I misannounce
But there was one survivor.
Now, wouldn't that beat all get out?
Because of the wisdom and compassion of Jor-El, because he knew the human race had the capacity for goodness, he sent us his only son. His name is Kal-El.
Music.
He will call himself Clark Kent. But the world will know him as Superman. This year, Superman brings you the gift of flight. Superman, the movie.
Oh, Marlon Brando got top billing. That's right, yeah, that's... Terrence Stamp got billing in this. So, boy, have trailers changed, haven't they? As you could tell, Superman is shown very little. Lex Luthor, not mentioned at all. Lois Lane, not mentioned at all. Metropolis is not shown at all. Mostly deals with Krypton. Again, the trailers were just different back in the 70s. I think marketing for movies has changed. I think they were trying to keep a lot of this stuff under wraps because, if you look at the original poster, and they even said in the trailer, Superman brings the gift of flight. Like, they were selling this movie on the fact that you're gonna believe that we had an actor flying. And people did. Like, the effects at the time were unlike anything we'd ever seen on film, and people believed a man could fly. I miss trailer voice. It's interesting, nowadays, you have him like talking about how Jor-El believed human beings had the capacity for good, which, you know, are all lines from the film, but nowadays we would literally have Jor-El going, the capacity for good, I sent them you, my only son. I'm sorry, that's my horrible Marlon Brando Jor-El impression, but we would have that. I also found it interesting that the Superman theme isn't used. The love theme is the one that's used in the trailer, which is the Superman score for this movie might be my favorite film score of all time. And the love theme is beautiful, and I'm glad they use it. But it's just, yeah, it's not the Superman theme. It's interesting. The Superman theme is not used in this. The marketing for this movie, man, they were really selling this off the name because it doesn't really sell what the movie is about. Again, they talk about how he's Clark Kent, but we don't see Clark Kent. We barely see Superman. We don't see him save anyone. We don't see Lex Luthor, as I mentioned. It's interesting, to say the least. It's an interesting trailer. The movie itself, as I mentioned before, it's one of my favorites. Very high on my top 10 list. It's a beautiful movie. Chris Reeves, rest in peace, man. He is Superman to me. He is the de facto version. And there are a lot of great versions. There are a lot. But he is it for me. And I don't think he's ever going to be topped. This movie, I've loved it ever since I'm trying to remember when I first saw it, but when I was really young and I first saw the movie, I loved it. And I've loved it up to this very moment. It is, for all the amazing comic book movies that have come out since 1978, it's amazing that this is still my favorite. And a lot of other people's. Like, it has weaned in popularity, especially with the rise of stuff, MCU, even just movies, Dark Knight trilogy, it's weaned in its popularity, but I think it still is amazing that a movie from 1978, I can still sit here and say it has its place in top 5 comic book movies of all time. Like, it has its place. It's a beautiful film. Great acting, great score. Just, if you're someone who you've written off it because it's old and, the effects and all this, you're doing yourself a disservice. Seriously, if you're someone who had seen it, I feel like I'm doing a plug for Second Look here. Give this movie a second look. Maybe I'll do an episode of Second Look on this. But I had a lot of fun watching this trailer. What were your guys' thoughts on the trailer? Do you think this sells the movie well? Like, if you were an audience member, watching a movie and this was a preview and you never read a Superman comic, would you want to go and see Superman the movie based on this trailer? Also, in the comments section, tell me what other trailers you want me to watch. Do you want me to maybe do an old Star Wars trailer? Do you want me to do some weird, obscure movie? Please don't. Just tell me what you want me to watch. Also, please give this video a thumbs up. Add those comments down there. I'll be reading them. And you can find me, Matt, at Kearns_Matthew on Twitter. You can also find me hosting Second Look right here on Take 3. The next episode to premiere is going to be Clerks, the Kevin Smith classic. I think you guys are really going to like it. So, until next time, take care.